is week 7 for the social studies. And in week 7, we are talking about early English and French explorers. Okay? That's what we've been reading about. Now, in reading about them, we also talk, and I want to go over this one first. It's out of order, but I want to do this first. This is where the international date line comes in. Okay? And I want to show it on the map because in order to make this globe, this map into a globe, you would have to bend this around, and bend this around, and where this would meet over here, so it would make a circle, right? Well, right along here, there is a red dotted line. This red dotted line going down here, okay, all the way down, which is the same dotted line which is here, coming straight on down, okay? That's the international date line, okay? That's where you would cross from, today is Tuesday, into Wednesday. So if you were in Honolulu, Hawaii, and Mr. Make's teaching class, we're having a surfing lesson, okay? And then we decide, hey, we want to go catch some gnarly waves in Australia. Come with me on Mr. Frizzle's school bus. Get it? Yeah.
Yes.
Said Mrs. Frizzle, Mr. Frizzle, hey?
Magic school.
Gonna get on my magic school bus, and we're gonna take it, and we're gonna go all the way over here to Australia. But in the meantime, what we've done is we've crossed over that international date line. It's not a line that's drawn in the middle of the ocean or anything. It's just, it's there, okay? So when you cross over it, if it's Tuesday here, you're gonna be into Wednesday here, okay? We'll be surfing on Wednesday. And it'll only be a few hours difference. Now, this whole map is divided into 24 different time zones. Because there are 24 hours in a day. So right now, we are here, and it's 10 o'clock, okay? If we go over one time zone, okay, where the hurricane hit in, it's 9 o'clock. If we come over another time zone, it's 8 o'clock. Last night I watched the Rays game, okay? Came on at 4 o'clock our time. Does anybody know what time it was there? 1 o'clock. They were back 3 time zones, okay? Tonight, the Rays play at 8:40, 8:30. It's a late game, I know. Mr. Mink will be sleeping tomorrow in class, so you guys keep quiet. Okay, lights will be down low. But I'll be happy because hopefully we win again. But if it starts and it's 8:30 here, what time would it be there? Gianna? 5:30. Okay? The sun's still going to be up there and it's dark here. So if you watch the beginning of the game when they start and throw the first pitch, you'll see sunlight. Okay? Here, you look outside, it's going to be dark. Okay? Because it's a different time zone. But this is the international date line. This is where you change from one day to another day. Okay? That's what this date line is. Okay? That's where it changes from one day to another. All right. Now, in this week, we talked about Hudson. We're going to talk about LaSalle. We got Cabot. These are all their last names. Cartier, Champlain, and Drake. Okay? Hudson. Let's go through these first. Where was Hudson from?
Portugal,
Nope.
Spain,
Nope.
England,
England. LaSalle? Same. England. Cabot?
Portugal,
Nope.
Spain,
Nope.
England.
They are from, if you look at ours, up here it says early French and English,
Oh, okay, France.
not Spain, okay?
France.
So if I come to Cabot, we're gonna find out that Cabot was English, because they called him some names. Then we have Cartier.
France.
Finally we get to a Frenchman.
France. France.
Champlain,
France.
France. Drake, England, you're correct. Now, Drake, he was also known as the old Sea Dog. Why?
Because he raided
He raided what?
the Spanish tower, but the tower was made of St. Augustine.
He raided St. Augustine, that was one. St. Augustine was part of Spain, okay? But he raided these places and plundered them.
And bombed them.
Mhm. And so that's what you need to know about him. Now, Hudson. Let's put St. Augustine. Then we got Hudson. What did he discover? Discovered some places. He discovered the Hudson River, named after him.
The Hudson Lake. He discovered bodies of water.
There was a strait,
Bodies of water.
and there was a bay.
All bodies.
Now, Hudson also had a problem in which you're gonna find out where his crew mutinied him. In other words, what they did was they went against him. Hudson was his crew wanted to go home. They'd been out there looking for this passageway this whole time, and they were getting nowhere, and it was getting cold, and it's all this. And so his crew finally said, hey, enough is enough. Let's get together. Let's go against this guy. And so what they did was they took Hudson, they took his son, he was older, and there was like 5 or 7 others, and they put him on a boat out in the middle of Hudson Bay and left him. And they never found him again. What they did was they mutinied, and they took over the ship and went home. They had had enough, and they wanted to go home. They weren't finding anything. And so there was a mutiny that you need to know about. Now, LaSalle. Where did he go discover? I'm gonna help you. The Great Lakes. He was up around the Great Lakes. Okay? Northern part of the United States.
Isn't it like he went around New York?
No, he was in the Great Lakes region is where he discovered. Then you had Cabot. Cabot was along the east coast of Canada. We're just gonna put east Canada. That's where he was at. Cartier, he was one that found the St. Lawrence Seaway. This is a passageway from the Atlantic that goes to the Great Lakes. Okay? St. Lawrence Seaway. And he also he discovered Montreal, where they called it Mount King Mountain. Okay? Champlain, he was one that discovered Quebec. Okay? Now, if you notice, Quebec, Montreal, if you go to these two places, what is the predominant language that they speak there? French, because it was discovered by French people. So, those are some of the things. Now, these were explorers. What were they looking for originally? Huh?
Wait, they're looking for territory to claim?
They were looking for,
Gold?
no,
Silver?
nope,
Spices?
spices. But how are they gonna get the spices?
They're gonna look for a shorter passage?
Yes, they were looking for a shorter passage
Spice Islands.
to the Spice Islands, yes. The Spice Islands were over in Europe. Or in Asia. Okay? And if you remember, they were coming from here, okay? And they were trying to get over here. So they thought if they went this way, they could come in here, which seemed shorter than going all the way down around to get over there. But they didn't know about this part of the map. None of this was discovered yet. And so they thought that if they left here, they could come in here and be there. But they didn't know that there was all this land. And so what they were doing was they were looking for passageways. That's where the one, Cartier, he ended up going down the St. Lawrence Seaway in through here. And they got into the different ones got into the Great Lakes area. And they're like, hey, we're getting somewhere. Now, if we can just keep going, they didn't know that they had the Rocky Mountains ahead of them and things like that. And so there wasn't, what they were looking for was a passageway through here to get to here. They didn't know that, oh, you got all this land. We either go up and through the ice and around, or we got to go down around here and back up and come in over here, which is even longer than this trip. Okay? And that's what they were looking for. They were looking for a route from here to here. And they thought that it was shorter going this way. And they didn't know anything about this. Okay? And so that's what each one of these explorers was trying to do. They were trying to find that passageway through to get there. Okay? Now, this pretty much goes over what you need to know for the test on Friday. You need to know compass. Compass points to what direction? North. It's always going to point to north. So if you turn this way, you're not going north because north is that way. It's always going to show you which way is north. Okay?
Can I please see a picture before?
Yes, you will. Not yet. Okay? Any last questions? Can I get,